Third time lucky. Right, I just want to make a little video today on Wednesday the 18th of March for you all. I hope you're all okay. Yeah, let's just get straight to it. I am sitting here and I said to Metatron, to be honest, I said, well, what am I supposed to be talking about? And he said, just sit in front of the camera. He said, put the light on. I've got one of those ring lights behind the camera, which is a little bit more flattering than normal daylight. Let's put it that way. He said, so, you know, put on your dress, put on your lippy, sit in front of the camera. I'll give you some words and I'll fill in the gaps. And he said, we're going to wing it. And what he meant by that was, and this is Metatron with a sense of humour, and if you haven't got a sense of humour, you're probably not going to get me, by the way, okay? But Metatron, what he meant by we're going to wing it is that, if you look behind me at the picture, he's got the biggest wings out there, okay? He's known as the tallest angel, the tallest archangel. Those of us that have been lucky enough to see him with our third eye or our physical eyes, it's as though you look up and you can't see where he starts and where he ends. It's just a massive, massive energy. So the wings are in proportion to the sheer size and height and breadth of the Metatron energy. So to be winging it on his wings is actually a pretty good place to be at the moment in time. I've just sat down and the first thing that happened was I was trying to position my camera and I had it propped up against something that obviously wasn't strong enough to support it. So it fell down, and then a whole load of my bottles, which are behind me, fell down as well. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll go and pick them up, obviously. That was a bit of a crash and a bang and a wallop. And as I'm picking the bottles back up, I hear Metatron say, yeah, the walls came tumbling down. And it's the song. Of course, it's another song for us all. I wish I could play these songs on my videos. I wish we didn't have to worry about the fact that if I, play a little bit of a song that we get given, I'll get a copyright strike. It just seems so ridiculous to me because I'm giving you the song title and then you're going away and listening to it on your own, whereas actually we could all just listen to it together. But anyway, the song that we have been given this morning by Metatron is the Style Council, Walls Come Tumbling Down. Great song, great song. And I'm just going to read you the first couple of lines of it. You don't have to take this crap. You don't have to sit back and relax. You can actually try changing it. I know we've always been taught to rely upon those in authority, but you never know until you try how things just might be if we came together so strongly. Are you going to try and make this work or spend your days down in the dirt? You see, things can change, yes, and walls come tumbling down. Governments crack and systems fail because unity is powerful. Lights go out, walls come tumbling down. And it goes on. I might put the link up to the song. I'll certainly put it onto my Facebook page today. It's a ballsy, gutsy song. Always liked it, actually. I'd forgotten all about it. I think that's a nod to the fact that we need to be our own leaders at this time. We need to be our own leaders. I was just watching Breakfast TV and they had a government minister on, and the guidance at the moment in the UK is that they are asking people, just asking people to not go to pubs and clubs, for example, okay? They're just asking that you refrain from going. But they are not enforcing any closures. So, of course, it's up to people whether they choose to go or not. But they're calling on people's best nature to not do it. So Piers Morgan basically says to this government minister, the problem with all of this is that Boris Johnson's own father, yesterday on TV, when asked, was he going to stop going to the pub, said, no, I'm not. I'm going to carry on going. And they were trying to get out of this minister. Is that right? That, the Prime Minister's father is basically disobeying the orders coming from on high, which are basically saying, please don't do it. And it's this very sort of wishy-washy, fudged response from the British government at the moment. And without wishing to get into the whys and wherefores of why they're doing that, what was just coming through so strongly is like, where is the leadership? Where is the leadership? And you can apply this maybe to many countries around the world. And ultimately, I think what Metatron is saying in that song is that many governments, we don't need to get personal maybe about particular leaders, but many governments are being shown to be out of their depth in terms of how to respond to this crisis. And so therefore, as the walls come tumbling down, whether now or whether in the future, after this has all passed and they're voted out at the next election, for example, because of incompetence, well, let's take the power back to ourselves and let us make the right decisions and let us lead our own communities, our own families and our own sphere of influence in a way that feels right. Stop waiting for somebody else to tell you that this is the right thing to do. It's almost like a welcoming back to common sense, you know, a welcoming back to actually higher self guidance, which was one of the colours that I wanted to bring through this morning for you, which is at the moment, the higher self energy linked into the colour system that I teach is on the lilac ray. Okay, it's an energy that's called lilac light, guidance and insight. We're actually about to soon change it, and I can't remember what the colours are we've chosen for it. Could be purple and gold or purple and red, can't remember. They're very regal anyway. It's not in the shop yet, but we want to bring through this new energy for higher self. Oh, that's interesting. Metatron's saying that the offering from us has been delayed because all of us are getting upgrades through the experience that we're going through at the moment. And so therefore, when the new colours come through linked into the higher self and helping us to tune into that higher self will also have upgraded. You see, this is the interesting thing, and I've been shown this before by Spirit, which is we always just think it's the physical body upgrading. You know, it's just the physical body upgrading through whatever it is, solar flares, experiences like we're all going through at the moment, whatever. But yet all aspects of our being and indeed consciousness upgrades together. So if you think about your higher self, okay, and it will be a pretty damn impressive energy, okay? Some of you may have tapped into it, some of you might not have tapped into it, but it will be pretty impressive in terms of what it actually knows, how it can steer you, how it can guide you. Well, you just wait until after all this has died down, because again, that reservoir of knowingness, of wisdom, of love, of compassion will have upgraded with your body, okay? Or not, as the case may be. I mean, I say or not because really, what I talk about on my channel is the fact that you're being given an opportunity to do it. You're being given an opportunity. You don't have to take it. You can stay exactly where you are, learn absolutely nothing from this experience that we're going through, choose to not do anything to help another person or bring anything positive through to the situation, and in which case you're just going to stay exactly in the vibration that you're at. Or you can choose to make a quantum leap, is what I'm hearing. And I know some are choosing to just stay absolutely stuck and rigid. Saw it this morning, just going onto my Facebook feed, you know. We get sent private messages through, and Marina, one of my team, you know, deals with that for me, and she reads them all. And she just said to me, she couldn't even answer it, and I don't blame her, because she won't mind me saying she has health problems of her own, not to do with coronavirus, but, you know, it's all out there in the open. She's talked about it. But, you know, coming in about, you know, all disease is just a result of arrogance and, what was the other thing? Arrogance and, I can't remember. It's not even worth repeating, to be perfectly honest. No compassion, no energy of love, just a statement of pure judgment and condemnation. And that was it. That was the message that person chose to share this morning. Well, somebody like that is just going to stay in that vibration. You know, if they can't see the opportunities in our midst to reach out to our fellow man, to show some love, to try and help other people at this time. So, you know, a Metatron's shown me an arrow that actually when you are sending arrows like that at people at the moment, it's going to come back like a bloody boomerang, okay? So be very careful about sending out poisonous arrows at the moment. It really is a case of return to sender, okay? So it always is actually, but usually it comes back in a slower way than it can potentially at the moment. So please try and keep our thoughts as pure and as loving as we can. And 99.99% of you that follow me are like that. And, you know, I just so appreciate you. And you, I just think you're amazing as a tribe. You really are. I've just picked up this deck and I've realised I've started to shuffle. So obviously there's a card that wants to come out. Oh, okay. It's just flown out of the deck. Shall we see what it is? The King of Cups. Nice, the King of Cups. I was talking about the violet energy. There we are, the King of Cups. I was just talking about the fact that we all have to respond from a loving place. Well, here is the ultimate expression of the divine masculine, okay, who is balanced, who is able to demonstrate compassion, forgiveness, love, humility, patience, understanding, wise counsel, being able to listen, you know, beautiful, beautiful positive qualities. And his energy is in our midst today. How wonderful is that? The King of Cups. And he comes in on the purple ray in this particular deck, which is the same deck that I used yesterday, which is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Wands. Purple and yellow. I think those are the colours of the higher self, the new higher self colours we've chosen for our new spray, which, as I say, is not out. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's probably a good couple of months away, but I'm pretty sure it is purple and gold. I'll have to check that. But anyway, it's just a nod to what I've been talking about. But yeah, King of Cups, this very beautiful masculine energy, together with the Three of Wands, celebration, reunion. This feels as though this is reunion with ourself, though. This is reunion with the many aspects of ourself that we have forgotten, that we are mind, body, and spirit. Three things. We aren't just body, we aren't just mind, we aren't just spirit. We are all of it. Certainly here when we're having a human incarnation, we are mind, body, and spirit. And it feels as though we are being given a chance at the moment to dip into all three aspects. How is my physical body? Am I treating it well? Am I looking after it? Is it okay? Does it need some care? Does it need some attention? If I feel unwell or I get unwell, I need to really look after myself. Funny, because, you know, I'm looking after my mum. I was thinking this morning, I could go and make something like a bone broth for her. That idea actually came up from a divine masculine yesterday. I was watching, again, I don't watch much TV. I just put it on in the morning for a bit of news. But they had a restaurant owner in, I think he was from Kensington or Chelsea. And obviously a very sort of, you know, high class restaurant. Probably the prices would have been astronomical normally, and out of a lot of people's league. But anyway, his business has obviously been affected. And the restaurant is pretty much, it's as I say, it's this fudged energy. It's open, but nobody's coming in. So he was saying, so what we're doing, King of Cups, what we are doing is we're going into our store cupboards and our pantries, and we are getting out anything that we can use, and we're making up meals for the elderly and the infirm in our communities. And he talked about bone broth, okay, which is something that's very good for the immune system. And he said, we're going to be making up this bone broth. And he said, why can't, for example, Boris Johnson or, you know, some government minister responsible get this going as a national initiative? People who have got restaurants with nobody in them. I think there is financial compensation starting to come through at the moment. I want to talk about that in a moment. But, you know, don't let good food go to waste, basically. Make sure that it's going out to people that need it. So I'm just writing down something before I forget it. So that's a perfect illustration of the King of Cups energy, trying to do something for the community, feeding the body, using his mind as well to be able to come up with that in the first place. But it's almost like it's a spiritual calling that he's answering it, mind, body, spirit. Oh yes, the mind, mind, body, spirit. Those of you in quarantine, okay, now I'm not meaning to be a real party pooper here. It's probably going to sound as though I am, but hey ho, you know, I'm a mum. So, you know, this is my mum voice coming through. Try not to just sit down and watch mindless daytime TV all the time. Okay, use your mind, feed your mind in the same way that you're being given an opportunity to feed your spirit and feed your body through this process. So what are the books that you've always wanted to read? Okay, what are the films that you've always wanted to watch, which actually are going to stimulate your mind, that are going to make you think outside the box, that are going to stimulate your imagination, that are going to release some creative, you know, juices? Because I channeled Alan Rickman recently, I said to you, for example, I haven't read any Harry Potter. So I've bought myself 4 Harry Potter books. They've been sitting unopened since I did that channeling because I've had no time. Well, you know, God forbid, if I become ill, which I might, hopefully I won't, but if I do, I will be dipping into those books. I will try to not be turning on the TV and just watching wall-to-wall, you know, soap or whatever. I wouldn't do that anyway, but there's a message here about feed the mind just as much as you're trying to feed your body to keep yourself well through this process. You know, stimulating the immune system with good foods, fruit, vegetables, all the rest of it. As well as if you've got plenty, take some to others who haven't got it in your street or your neighbourhood. I want just to give a shout out to some people who are in self-isolation at the moment in our world, who, one of you made a really valid point yesterday on one of my channels, and they said they'd been seeing a lot of these posts about, you know, I'm using, you know, self-isolation to whatever, play board games, read books. Nothing wrong with that. I probably will do the same. But equally, please remember, there's a lot of people in self-isolation at the moment who are still having to work, okay? They're still, in fact, actually, they've probably got even more pressure and more stress on them because the job that they used to do in the office with maybe other people around them or the systems that they need, the files, whatever, they're not there. So a lot of people are having to do their jobs from home, and it might be the first experience of doing that, actually. Now, I have been self-employed for years, maybe, oh God, I don't know how long. Since 2005, I've been self-employed, pretty much, I think. So I've got used to it, you know. It is a discipline. It's a discipline. I'm talking about self-employed because I work from home, okay? So I've worked from home effectively since 2005. And it takes a lot of discipline to focus, to prioritise. This is what needs doing today. Forget about all the other stuff that's going on out there, outside that door, you know, the washing and all the other things that need doing. I have a job to do today. I need to get it done. So I think also this is like a rallying call for those of you that are in this situation for the first time ever. You're not used to working from home. You're not with your teammates. You don't have the normal resources to draw on. You're having to dig deep into your reserves. And actually that can be, with all the jokes aside, it actually can be quite a stressful thing because deadlines still have to be met. And many businesses are facing, you know, their darkest hour, to be perfectly honest, trying to keep their businesses afloat through these times. So if you've also been forced into a self-isolation aspect and you're still trying to keep your business going, I think we should be sending up a prayer for them, because there's just this energy out there that self-isolation is we're all just sitting with Haagen-Dazs, you know, and bowls of popcorn. And I don't think that's the truth for everybody, okay? So I think I felt I wanted to say that. Let's spray some lilac light. So like we did yesterday, we're surrounding ourselves with lilac today. I mean, look at me, I'm surrounded by lilac. I'm in a lilac room. But oh gosh, this smells gorgeous. Lilac light. Balance. Alignment. Perspective. Stillness. My God, that is beautiful. The stillness, the peace. Soft breaths. It's like I don't want to speak, but I will speak because I'm on camera. God, that's beautiful. Surround yourself with the lilac energy, the violet energy. There's such peace, there's such stillness, there's such balance in it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know what's coming to me is that's what's happening to the world at the moment. People are sending in pictures of the pollution that is disappearing. The big smog clouds over places like China, other places too, Italy, where people are being forced inside. So somebody said it's Mother Nature is being given a chance to regroup and to breathe. She's been given some breathing space. Because all of us that run around all over her all of the time with all of our wants, all of our needs, I need to get there, I need to go there, I need to do this. We're being forced inside. And Mother Nature is going, oh, thank God. Just a moment for me, please. A moment for me. There are some beautiful pictures of the canals in Venice, which are starting to look clean, you know, the waters are cleaning themselves. I think there's some pictures of swans. Somebody else was saying that I don't know if it was dolphins or whales coming back to some of the Italian seas as well. Oh, anyway, wow. I've just split the cards. I've just split the cards and I'm realising we've got the Death card. And we've got the Six of Coins. There is a death process going on at the moment. We know this. And interesting card for the Death card. Look at that. So death is death. Okay, we're not going to shy away from that. We know it's going on. We know that's what's happening in our world. That's why everything's coming to a standstill, because we are trying to mitigate the number of deaths. We're trying to reduce the number of deaths via self-isolation. And whilst that is happening, look at this figure here against this tree. This feels like a nature spirit against the tree, the energy of the tree, the energy of earth. And the nature spirit is able to appear. She's able to show her face again. She's able to come out from hiding and be present. I'm going to pull a card. Six of Coins is a card of, you know, giving to others who need it, you know, helping others who are less fortunate than ourselves, which is what we all should be doing at the moment. So maybe, as I said yesterday, this is like death of the ego. I want to pull an Earth card. Let's just pull an Earth card from, which one is this? This is the Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer. I hope I meet Stephen Farmer one day. I've never met the guy, but I just really like his energy. I like his cards. Oh, I've got a scrap itchy nose. That's a sign that I will. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, I definitely will. I'm going to meet him twice. Right. Sending love out to Stephen then. Right. Let's see what card wants to come through. Message from Gaia, message from Mother Earth today. So she's breathing a sigh of relief, yes. That card came out the other day when I was just choosing cards for myself, vulnerability. And we've got the card of Vision Quest. Bottom of the deck is the card of creation. Vulnerability, Vision Quest, creation. Mother Earth is giving us an opportunity, which although we feel vulnerable about because we are out of our comfort zone, life is changing around us. Our old Norms are no longer our norms. You know, I even had to tell Bella yesterday that, you know, her behaviour might have to change over the coming weeks. I'm being serious, actually. You know, I've got a friend in Spain and you're only allowed to walk your dog for a certain number of minutes per day or whatever it is. You're allotted a time that you can go out with your dog. I'm being serious. So, you know, Bella, I respect Bella. She is a sentient being in her own right. She understands me. I said, you're going to have to change your ways, Bella. You're not going to get your hour walk in the morning. And she just looked at me with these big doe eyes, as if to say, it's okay, Mum. It's okay. We'll manage. So, you know, everyone, we're all out. I'm being sick. We're out of comfort zone. It's making us all feel a bit vulnerable. But equally, we're feeling vulnerable because emotions are coming to the surface, okay? Vision quest, where we can't actually go out into the wilderness necessarily. The wilderness is actually within our home. You know, it's like the great wild west within our home. You're actually just asked to sit and be. Do you know how difficult that is for some people? Just to sit and be, you know, and not do. It's a huge, huge opportunity to learn to sit and be. And go on a quest within our own mind, go on a quest to take us deeper into ourselves, to discover more of who we are, and to then create something from that space. And what gets created ultimately is something really beautiful, something really out of the box as well, that we haven't yet seen. So Mother Earth is giving us this opportunity to do this. So even in her moment where she's like, oh, I can just breathe for a moment. I can breathe. They're all inside. She's like the Great Mother. Literally, they're all inside. It's like the mother. It's like if you've had children, particularly when they're young children, babies and toddlers, and that moment, do you remember that moment when they're in bed and you're like, oh my, thank God. I can just have a moment to myself. That's how Gaia's feeling right now. It's like I can just have a moment to myself. Now, the fact she's going to have a moment to herself might mean that she has to do something in that moment, okay? We need to be prepared for that. But let her do whatever she needs to do. But equally, within her doing this, she is also saying you, as sentient beings, are being given a chance to go deep into your vulnerability, discover something new about yourself and create. I mean, look at these colours on this vulnerability card as well. Again, we're back to the same two colours, purple and yellow. Purple and yellow, violet and yellow, the sunflowers, joy, okay, the George Harrison energy, those of you that have followed my Heart Squad work over the last year, okay? And George, of course, was a great advocate of meditation, going within, finding that inner peace, finding that stillness, finding the joy within. That is the task, that is the challenge. So let's just end with some yellow energy as we've already experienced the violet, and I've got Bob Marley one here, so this is sold out now, but anyway, this is the joy spray. It says, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. Right, yellow energy, bit of sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. Love you, but please don't. Who did that? No idea who did that. That song's just come to me. Okay, you are my sunshine. Oh, right, we're into a second chorus now. Let me see who did that, and then we're going to say goodbye. So you've got some homework today. You've got 2 songs to listen to. You have got Style Council, Walls Come Tumbling Down, which is what we started with. And you've got this one, If My Computer Will Turn Itself On. So just bask yourself in that yellow ray, because it's interesting, isn't it? Because we're being forced inside and away from the sunshine in many ways. So I also think we need to watch our vitamin D levels. Vegetables and things that are high in vitamin D need to be, you need to be eating more of those through the coming weeks as well. You are my sunshine. Lyrics, my only sunshine. Who sang this then? Johnny Cash. Okay. Johnny Cash. A few of you like Johnny Cash, don't you? I know you do. He wasn't my era, so I don't know Johnny Cash, but I know that song. Okay, much love. I better get on with my day. Love to all. See you tomorrow. Bye.